Hey, Sojourn. In the season of social distancing and increased isolation, we've been thinking through some rhythms and routines to help us stay connected, even if remotely, and for us to communicate more consistently with you. And so, with that, this is the first of what we're calling updates and encouragements. And so today, I have a couple of updates and one encouragement for us. Update one is this: that every Wednesday at noon, we're going to post updates and encouragements to our Instagram feed and on our YouTube channel. These will be short 3 to 5 minute updates and or encouragements that we want to communicate with you. Update 2, beginning next Wednesday at 8:30 p.m., we're going to host a night of prayer and worship. Jenna David, our Director of Gathered Worship, is going to over our YouTube channel, live stream a night of prayer and worship together where we will come together and we'll sing together. We won't be able to hear one of his voices, but we can sing in harmony together. There'll be some prayers that she might read over us. We might open the chat function and let us post prayer requests on there so we can see what each other is asking prayer for and then pray for one another as a church, as a family, as a people. And so beginning next Wednesday, 8:30 p.m., there will be a night of prayer and worship, and this will continue for the duration of our time until we're able to gather again on Sunday mornings. And what we hope happens is this creates a bit of a Sunday, Wednesday rhythm and routine for us. We're on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. We congregate on our YouTube live stream for a welcome and introduction to Sunday before we go to our at-home liturgies together in a parish with friends, roommates, our family. And then on Wednesday, updates, encouragements at noon, followed by gathering over our YouTube live stream for a night of prayer and worship at 8:30 p.m. Update 3. One of our pastors, Drew Knowles, is going to teach a class on Ecclesiastes. It'll be an 11-week class over Zoom beginning March 31st. Details and registration can be found on our website under the Equipping tab. But I want to encourage you to consider taking this class. The book of Ecclesiastes was chosen intentionally with the season that we're in right now. In the middle of this global pandemic, we think it has something to say to us and to our hearts as a people. And so I want to encourage you to consider taking the class either on your own, with your roommate, with your parish. But all the info can be found on our website under the Equipping tab. And Sojourn, here's our encouragement. We want to encourage you to not drift into isolation in a season when we are more isolated. And we want to plead with you not just to take responsibility for yourself, but to take responsibility for one another. That we wouldn't drift into isolation and we wouldn't allow those around us to either. This is a season where it will be increasingly easy and tempting to drift into an increased degree of isolation. And we want to plead with you to fight against that and fight for one another. Last week we sent out a document titled Building Community in Isolation, and it had suggestions, some ideas on how to lean into one another. Things like utilizing Zoom or Google Hangouts, calling one another and just reading scripture over one another, singing together. My parish last week, we tried to sing over Zoom, and it was a memory. It was a beautiful memory. I don't know that we'll try it again, but it was a beautiful memory. Sojourn, let's fight for one another. Let's fight for one another in this season and not only avoid ourselves drifting into isolation, but let's take responsibility for those around us and make sure they don't either. So to recap, Sojourn, updates and encouragements every Wednesday at noon. YouTube, Instagram. Prayer and worship, 8:30 p.m. on our YouTube channel, live stream beginning next Wednesday. And Ecclesiastes beginning March 31st. And then Sojourn, let's take responsibility for one another. We are a family, and we need each other today more than we ever have. Let's fight for one another like family. Let's make sure that we don't drift into isolation, and let's make sure those around us don't either. We love you, Sojourn. We love you so much. We'll see you on Wednesday, Sunday, where we will gather at 10 a.m. Over our YouTube live stream.